cracking, YouTube? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and today we're gonna go deep down into my past. Alright? And I want to talk to you guys about divorce and what I really think about divorce. Divorce to me is the most unnecessary thing in a person's life, right? I believe that divorce should be illegal. That's just my opinion, man. Divorce should be illegal, man. Divorce, you know what I think about divorce? There's a time in your life, right? There was a time in your life where you met your partner and you were so in love that you wanted to put a ring on her, right? You wanted to put a ring on her, and then you went out your way to go get the perfect ring size to propose to her. Say, hey woman, would you marry me? And then she said, yes. And then 1 year, or 6 months, 3 months later, whatever, right? You guys went up to the podium. And you swear either to a priest, or to a rabbi, to a sheik, or to a judge, wherever you get your marriage from. You guys looked deeply into each other's eyes and said, yes, I do. Right? And then you got married. And then there's some crazy shit that comes along, you know. Schedules get thrown off. You get attracted to other women, or she gets attracted to other men. There's some fucked up insecurities going on. And then you guys decide, hey, it's not working out. Get a divorce. And shit like that, right? And what I really think about divorce, you gotta really think about this, is that if you're married and you have kids, don't get a fucking divorce. You gotta work that shit out, man. There gotta be something where you two can work something out. There's no way in hell that you guys forgot how much you love each other. There's no way in hell that you two forgot about the marriage, the whole entire ceremony. There's no way in hell that you forgot about that. It's impossible. Alright? Unless you got amnesia, Alzheimer's, something, man. But I'm gonna let you guys know how divorce affected me as a child, right? I experienced divorce when I was a kid, and it fucked my life up until I turned 18 and decided to take life into my own hands, right? Anyways, so I'm gonna give you guys a little background story. My mother came from Laos, right? She was a peasant girl, a farmer girl, very uneducated. My father, who was an islander from Vietnam, he lived on, I think he was a fisherman. I don't know too much about this guy, but I just do know one thing, that he was associated with the mob, right? Anyways, my father and mother became refugees and decided to leave their home countries, right, to pursue a new life. Well, somehow my father made it to France, but my mom was supposed to make it to Hawaii with her best friend. That didn't work out, so they sent her ass to France, right? So you got these two uneducated people. You got, you know, very poor-minded, right? They don't know nothing about lifestyle. They don't know shit. They just know how to work. And they get hooked up. Somehow they hooked up. And it wasn't like they hooked up like they were dating, they fell in love, puppy love type of shit. No, they just came together and had sex. I don't know how they did it. They just did, right? And then they had me, right? My mom found out she was pregnant, went back to this man, who was my father, and told him, hey, look, I'm fucking pregnant. You got to take care of me. I can't do this shit on my own. My father said, yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do this the right way. Let's go get married, so that way our son is not a bastard child. So they went to go do their ceremony and they got married, right? And then next thing they had me. We were one big old family, and in the eyes of a baby, the mother and father, unconditional love. But you don't know shit, you know. You're just a little infant. You take whatever they gave you, right? So they tried to be a family. We tried to be a family, right? Later in my life, they told me this fucked up little statement, right? I'm gonna translate it for you guys, but in my translation, this is what I got. Son, it was not your fault. It was not your fault. It was our fault. we fucked up. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, yes! Yes, you motherfuckers fucked up, man. You fucked up so bad. Right? You guys fucked up so bad that your fuckery fucked up my life. That's the truth, man. They fucked up my life all the way up to the age of 18, where I had, at that time, had to learn everything on my own as a man, how to survive in this cruel, cruel world on my own with the help of a lot of good friends, right? So I'm gonna talk about friendship in another topic, but I'm gonna talk about how their decision fucked up my life, right? All the way up to the age of 18, though. You know, I'm keep reminding you, 18. That's the magic number. Anyways, so my mom and dad was poor, very uneducated. They were living in a country where they didn't know the language. They lived in Chinatown at the time. My father had a few connections, you know, with friends that can give him some jobs, but it wasn't the best jobs because of lack of education and language. Kind of set him back. So he was working below minimum wage, living apartment to apartment, couch to couch. We were struggling. I didn't know that, but my mom and my dad were struggling. And my mom didn't like this lifestyle. She hated this lifestyle. And she would always nag to my father, we gotta fucking do something. Or more like she was telling him that he needs to do something, right? So, essentially, my father got irritated, right? He got irritated and started yelling, started abusing my mom, right? Physically abusing her. I think there was a time where I saw my father literally grab all of her clothes and burned it right in front of me, and my mom was so upset that she said her goodbyes and left me with him. Which, okay, I mean, yeah, you know, it's not like I had much of a choice, right? So I lived with my father for quite some time, and my father decided, he's like, fuck this, I'm not going to live by myself. So he went out and found himself a French woman. And this French woman was so fucking jealous, right? She did not like me for any fucking little thing. So she abused me whenever my father left. My father didn't believe me, right? He would never believe that another woman would abuse his son. But anyways, my mom found out that I was getting abused. They took me to court, had child custody issues. They got their little divorce, and they separated, right? And my mom took me under her wing. But like I said, my mom wasn't the brightest person in the world, so she had me being taken care of by other people. She paid them money to take care of me. So it was pretty much, they were babysitting me 24 hours a day for X amount of days, right? And then my mom would come around, take me out to eat, you know, try to show face. I'm like, hey, I'm still in your life, type of thing. And I think there was a point where my dad kidnapped me and took me back to him, and they had to go through the whole court process again, right? But essentially, my mom couldn't afford these people to babysit me, and then she decided to talk to her sister that lived in America to adopt me, right? And they said, all right, we'll adopt the kid, we're going to raise him. You know, and then, of course, I never said my goodbyes to my father and my mother. You know, I see my mom once in a while, once in the blue moon. I get to Skype her these days with technology, but it's not the same, you know. Even to this day, I think the last time I saw her was back in 2011. This is 2013, so in 2 years I haven't seen my mother, right? Now, with that being said, I get all of these, you know, these weird emotions when it comes to marriage, right? I'm married myself. I'm happily married, 4 years, going strong. And I don't think I see any roadblocks coming in the way. You know, I'm very strong at maintaining my temptations. Very strong at maintaining myself, my health, and everything that's around me, right? And I get, you know, I think about my past, how this divorce affected me. You know, there was times where I wanted my mom and I needed my mom and my dad, you know, to guide me, to teach me the things that only that kind of adult in your life that created you could only teach you. Like, the people that was raising me didn't really do a good job. They didn't teach me shit about credit. They didn't teach me shit about education. They didn't teach me shit about any shit. Everything I did, I learned on my own. It was kind of fucked up in my opinion. But with that being said, I mean, with all of these things accumulated, I've learned how to overcome challenges. But the fucked up part was the emotional stability all the way up to the age of 18 really fucked with me, man. I went to jail a lot. I got to a lot of fights. I stole a lot of shit. I sold shit that I wasn't supposed to sell. You know, I did a lot of fucked up things. And because I didn't have a mom and dad, and because they believed in divorce, right? They believed in separation, that they couldn't go, you know, they couldn't fix their issues. They couldn't fix their issues. And it had me ultimately suffer for the first 18 years of my life, right? So, with that being said, guys, that's what I think about divorce and how divorce affected me, right? I don't know, man. You know, I think there's more fucking people out there that's just like me. If you guys have ever been in a situation where you guys are like that and you're still confused to this day, just let you guys know, you still have a chance to change your life with or without your parents in your life. It's gonna suck. I just let you guys know that it's gonna suck. There's a lot of questions I have for my father. There's gonna be a day when I'm gonna meet this motherfucker again. I'm just gonna tell him how much he fucked up. But my mom already, she's always asking for forgiveness. She's always telling me to move forward and not look into the past. And hence, that's the truth. Let's look into the future and take the future as ours and create your own pathway. So anyways, guys, it's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later. Breathe.